And we are back now on YouTube. We apologize for that. Couple technical difficulties. 6 minutes, 47 seconds gone in the third period. The University of Idaho able to come away with 1 goal so far. Again, we apologize for the technical difficulties. We'll find out who scored that goal here in just a moment. But just moments ago, Portland State had 4 players on the ice and 3 players in the penalty box. My name is Tyler Pisani. Joining me on the 2017 NPHC Conference Tournament presented by Barrelhouse Pub and Pizza Broadcasts is Gary Allen. And Gary, while we were trying to fix these technical difficulties, you were watching and you saw kind of a scrum happen. Several Portland State players end up in the box, including, I believe that's Tanner Ward, who's still in the box for a 10-minute misconduct. What happened there?
And basically, Ward went after the referee, and for whatever reason, he did not like the initial call in the scrum. But Portland State can't afford this at all. Even though your frustrations can start mounting, they have no bench, and the players have got to be smarter. But I'm more concerned about, as the clock goes down more, is how chippy this game's going to get, and it'll be interesting to see the referees on how they're going to control this, because Portland State is just starting to take some extra liberties at the end of each play.
And that's something that you're down by 3 in the third period with essentially a one-man bench for the rest of this game. That's not something that they can take lightly, and not something that you'd think that they want to get involved at the end of the plays. This is the last game of the season for these two teams. Granted, any disciplinary action will likely carry over to next season, be it a missing a game or whatnot, but yeah, this is it. This is the tournament.
And that's what the commissioner will have to look at. You never know the mindset of a player, especially in the last 5 minutes, and knowing that they cannot win, how they'll react.
And now with it on the far side is Danger. He gets it back up to his own man. And now here comes Idaho. And instead, no, Danger goes back towards his own net. Gonna send it ahead, and picking it up now is Hay. Hay cuts through the center, across the Eagles logo, across the Portland State, or across the Idaho line, takes a shot, finally gets it ahead, and then he's sent to the ice by Miller. And we talked about this during the intermission. Miller is a one-man wrecking crew out there tonight. He's hitting anything that moves. Luckily, so far, he hasn't hit anything in a gold or striped jersey.
That's a good point. And again, he played like this last night. That's part of his game, and he's really good at it. What I do want to say before we get back to the action is Alberts did a really nice job on that Idaho goal. What happened was he blocked it, and it came right back out, and it squirted by the defenseman. It was an open net goal for him, but he made the initial save.
Well, and that's tough for a goaltender that stood on his head as much as he has. Hasn't stopped as many shots as he did last night. He came away with one heck of a performance last night. I would have given him the 3rd star of the game. Even as a losing goalie, giving up 9 goals, there's only so much you can do when you face 68 shots. Stop 61 of them. Yeah. Eventually, a couple of them are going to get through. Today, though, kind of the opposite situation for Nick Grover. Portland State only able to put 21 shots on the goal, and Nick Alberts, again, 48 shots for Portland State. He's saved, or for the Vandals, I mean, he saved 44 of them. This game could be a lot uglier if the goaltender wasn't so good.
Well, Grover's done a really nice job coming in for Warren after the first period. He's played real solid in net, but you're right. Portland State just hasn't mustered the offense to get them back in the game right now.
Another chance here for Idaho. Hicks feeds it right up front to Sewell. A bouncing puck out front. Alberts all the way out of his net to try and poke that away, and does just enough to push it ahead to his own teammates, turning it over in the neutral zone. One player we haven't seen in this period, Jason Smith, not sure what happened. A big hit there after the play by Barnes on Kenning. But Jason Smith, the captain, sat in the box for a minute 47 earlier, and then limped his way to the locker room. And now another player headed to the locker room. I didn't see who that was. I believe that was number 17, Draganovic, but I could be wrong. Portland State now in a very, very bad way. Just 4 players on the ice because they've got one on the bench. I'm not sure if they're not going to put him on the bench. They may be using a.
Oh, they got.
Okay.
He went and got a goal stick.
Nick Alberts broke his stick. That makes way more sense. Didn't bring a second goalie stick to the bench, so they corrected that situation. And heck, after over 100 shots in 2 days, you figure his twig's probably a little bit weak.
Well, there's no question about it. Albert's game, I swear now watching him 2 times, is he definitely is going to go out of his net, out of the crease, and he's going to make plays. That's definitely his game.
Well, and you can tell that at some point in his career that he was a skater at a relatively high level. And here comes Portland State. One more man to beat, kind of slowing it down. Starr takes a shot as he can't get around Peach. And Grover's going to hold on to that one.
Oh, the shot that distance right over the blue line. Grover or Warren are going to stop that every day. It was a clean shot for them. They both have great glove hands.
And again, we apologize for those technical difficulties. We'll find out who scored that last goal here in just a moment.
Alberts on that play. Nice shot by Miller.
Good opportunity there, and now here comes Dragnovic, headed back the other direction.
Will on Portland State right now offensively.
And now here they come, back the other direction. Miller hasn't just enough of it to knock it back up into the neutral zone. And again, you've got to think how much of this is due to injuries on the Portland State side that only allowed them to bring 10 or 11 men to this tournament.
Well, you can definitely tell us hurt him in the last 2 games because they just can't keep up the steam.
Well, a team that was in the hunt for the second seed of this tournament up until the beginning of this month when they had to forfeit a couple of games due to weather. What a shot by Kyle Watney. A one-time opportunity goes back across the body of Alberts, and you can tell that he's tired. This is not a goaltender that's upset that he's letting these in. He's just very tired.
Yeah, and Watney definitely let Portland State know about how he liked his shot that went in on goal. But you're right, Alberts looks beat, and you can't blame him. He has faced a lot of pucks in the last 2 games.
Well, so far, by my count, 112 shots. He's given up 14 goals on 112 shots. I'm no math whiz, but that's not a terrible ratio.
Well, we got Danger. He got shaken up on a big hit by, I think it was Starr that did the hit. He's going off the bench gingerly.
Just barely getting back to the box now.
And now this is the time you, as a referee, you have really got to start watching the play.
Especially of Portland State, because at this point, as a player, you start to feel like that really you have nothing to lose.
And you're realizing your season's over after this, and so the frustrations will mount. So the refs are going to have to clamp on this.
And a good save there by Alberts.
I'm with you, Tyler. Even though the scores that Portland State given up, there's no doubt I'd give Alberts a star in each of the games that he's played. He has been phenomenal.
And as a goaltender like this, there's only so much that you can do.
Yeah, he's went way above and beyond any goaltender on an average. Just outstanding play on his part.
That one going all the way back down to Grover.
But if you look at the shot differential now, it's 57-22. That's just incredible. That this game's not even further out of hand.
Yeah, they've got a lot of credit due to Nick Alberts. So we talk about that a lot, but I mean, having faced so many shots over 2 days, this Portland State team could be in a bad way without him.
And sometimes goalies do get more credit than what they deserve, but not in this particular case. Alberts deserves all the credit. Again, Idaho's not letting up. Their offense is just constantly in motion.
Well, and he's given up, just did the quick math, he's given up 11 goals on 125 shots so far. There's still 8 minutes left, still lots of hockey to play. And he's got an 88% save percentage.
That's incredible.
That, I mean, for facing that many, that's a good save percentage at this level no matter what, and saving that many shots, being this tired and still able to keep up, that is impressive. Hicks now, he's looking for a drive. He puts it out front. Alberts again, another save by the 6'1", 220-pound goaltender, homegrown from Portland, Oregon.
It would be interesting to see his background because I totally agree with you. He's played as a position player before, and for whatever reason decided to go into the net.
Well, and I would guess that reasoning is because he's damn good.
Well, that's an excellent point.
Yeah. I can't imagine that he was anywhere near as good of a skater as he has been a goaltender in this tournament. If there's an award for top tender in this tournament, I would definitely have to give it to Nick Alberts.
No question.
Now here comes Portland State, a man in the middle, a man on the side, and Starr just can't get a hold of it. A good opportunity on a 2-on-1, but just not able to hold on to it. Peach now back in front of his own goal. He's going to feed that ahead. Now on the far side, picking it up is Pierce. He's got a man crashing near side is Sure. Pierce going to take it all the way around the zone. Backhand it now to Murdoch. Murdoch goes far side to Watney. Watney looking for another one. Shoots and deflected off of the body of David Davis and wide of the net.
That was a nice job of sacrificing his body on blocking that.
With it now is Murdoch. A turnover again in the attacking end. Watney now, he takes a shot. Good defense by Alberts. And you can tell just by the way that he's not sliding from post to post like he normally does, that he is starting to get a little bit winded here with 5:48 to go in this third place game. Deflection there right out front. Idaho pretty much doing whatever they want, and that's going to be a penalty.
Oh, here we go. We got to watch that. That's an extra shot.
Well, and as a player, Ryan Sure turned to the official, looked for the penalty. The referee raised his arm, and then the anger just built inside Sure, and he turned back around and gave a shove to the player after the fact, basically costing his team a power play opportunity for really no reason.
And that's another one. He just has to store it in the back of his mind, and if you want to come back and give him a little nudge afterwards, that's okay. Because, yeah, the referee, you're totally correct on that one. Had the arm up, not sure what he was thinking on that.
Well, it just kind of blows me away because he turned and looked at the official kind of in disbelief that happened, looking for a call, saw that he got the call, and it wasn't an immediate reaction.
No.
Skated around for a second and then came back after the whistle. Just seemed a bit unnecessary.
Unless he was thinking the referee had his back turned, but still it was totally uncalled for.
And Barnes is going to sit 2 minutes for slashing. Really a 4-on-4. This actually helps Portland State more than anything, as they keep the teams level, but one less skater out there on the ice for him. Starr has it now. He sends it down low, picking it up in the corner is Portland State, back up top to Draganovic. He's going to wind up, fire a shot, a rebound, and what a save by Nick Grover. Got just enough of it to send it skyward, and you see him just kind of spinning around on the ice. The best opportunity of the period for Portland State. And this is becoming a goaltender-based tournament.
It has been, really. It really has. And Grover did a nice job. He was trying to poke check that, and he got a piece of it, and that's why it went high. But, he was moving well.
Wind up and a shot. Picking it up now, knocked away. Sliding into the goal, and Alberts letting that one in 5-hole.
And I think he got a little bit distracted because it looked like Bear was, he basically lost his balance with sliding in. I think thought he was going to drop the puck, and I think he got distracted with it.
That one coming 15-50.
As you can tell by Albert's reaction right there, hitting his goal stick, he still thought he should have had it. Now this is the point of the game that the referees are really going to have to look at this. 4:50 left in the game, 6-1 lead.
And Espen Moen going to be credited with that one. And Alberts just didn't go down early enough, and you mentioned it. It's because he had players sliding in at him. And it makes it a little bit tougher mentally for a goaltender in a game like this to want to go down and put yourself in harm's way of a player, especially when that player has the puck.
That's true.
Kind of assume that they're going to lose their balance and not be able to get it there, but he got there just a touch too late. And we'll have another goal for the University of Idaho.
But now if you're watching the play of Portland State, they're using their sticks a little bit more. They're getting more aggressive with it. And they need to keep an eye on this.
Now a shot out front. Chance by Peach, and now here comes Portland State. He's got some wheels. Let's see if he can get around to the last defender. Moreau's now, he's going to take it to the wall. And good defense there by Murdoch. Portland State's using their body everywhere but on offense. Idaho's been able to push them towards the corner, and now both players back out of the box, back to five-a-side hockey. And you see the two players coming out of the box in Schur and Barnes, and they actually ran into each other coming right off of the box, jawing at each other just a little bit more.
Well, the intensity level's definitely picking up.
Peach thinks about a shot, decides better of it. He's going to take it along the blue line. Now on the far side to Schur, who just got out of the box. Behind his own net goes Moreau's. Over to Starr. Portland State looks like they're just trying to get out of this game now without taking any injuries or any major penalties.
Well, it'll be interesting what the Vandals do, who they put on the ice in the last couple of minutes.
Starr now brings it in. He gets it knocked back up. And we've seen Danger a little bit more here late in this contest. Didn't see him very early, so he could be a player that we're going to see more of. And sure, they're skating side by side with Starr. You're right, these players getting a little bit more aggressive now. And I'm not really sure what Schur was looking for, as they were just kind of skating side by side. Schur lost his balance.
Yeah, actually he just lost his own footing, but I think he was blaming Starr on that particular play.
And now Portland State doubling up the amount of players they had on the bench, finally back to at least two out there. So they can get a full defensive line change on if they need. 2:25 to go here in this one. 6-1 Vandals lead over the Vikings. 66 shots for the Vandals, 22 for the Vikings.
It is a strange sight seeing Portland State having two players on the bench because most of them have been in the penalty box this period.
Yes, and now a chance there by Moreau's. And deflects it up into the middle, and we're starting to see players showing up for the second game. A big hit there by Miller. Starting to see players for both Western and Portland State. That game coming up at 5 o'clock right here on this very same YouTube channel. And with the trophy presentation following on the Eastern Washington Facebook page. But we'll have more details on that in the next game. With a minute 35 in this one, it looks like a foregone conclusion. And if I'm Idaho, I'm just going to try and hold on to the puck. And another big save by Alberts. And just try and wait out this clock, because you know that Portland State is getting very aggressive now. With it, Hay, he's going to go to the far side. Pushing it back near side now. Draganovic loses it in the neutral zone, and now that is Sewell. Sewell turns it over to Mraz. Starr on the far side, and I'm sorry, no, that's Barnes. Barnes back to Hay. Hay pushes it forward. Just under a minute to go here in this third place game of the NPHC Conference Tournament, presented by Barrelhouse Pub and Pizza. And now the Vandals going to go to the box a final time in this period, assuming with 50.9 seconds remaining.
It looked like it was Smith that did a trip on
And we will see if you're correct, and I believe that you are. So Smith with a trip.
Well, one thing's interesting, I've been watching Miller out there, and his game doesn't change. If you're in his way, he's going to hit you. I mean, he's been consistent the last 2 games. That's definitely his style.
Well, and you get those guys that are very big and throw their body around but aren't very good with the puck, and that is not the case with Miller. He's both a very good offensive and defensive player.
Yeah, he's an extremely solid player.
That one sent the length of the ice. Albert's coming out again, still looking for that assist this game. He's going to hold on to it, stick handle for a moment, which isn't something you see often with the flat stick that the goalies use,
Yeah,
or flat earth stick.
He's constantly looking at trying to get an assist.
And out of his goal again, and you can see he's a little bit discouraged. Not quite the pep that he had earlier on in this game. Giving up 6 goals, but really that's only 1 for every 11 shots he's faced. That's not a terrible ratio.
Yeah, you got to understand the wear and tear on him for playing, facing so many shots in the last 2 days. It's like, that's incredible.
And just 4 seconds to go here in this one. It looks like the University of Idaho is going to walk away with 3rd place in this division. And they're just going to let the clock run out. And there you have it, the University of Idaho Vandals, 3rd place in the inaugural 2017 NPHC Conference Tournament, presented by Barrelhouse Pub and Pizza. We apologize again for the technical difficulties at the beginning of this period. We'll get all those straightened out and be back at 5 o'clock for the championship game between the host team, the Eastern Washington Eagles, and the visiting Western Washington University Vikings. What overall takeaway from this game, Gary?
I thought it was a very good, well-played game up until about the last 10 minutes, and you could tell Portland State just ran out of gas. But they gave it a good fight, and it was a real good flowing game up until, like I said, about the 10-minute mark. But overall, very good game.
Well, we will we'll step aside, and like I said, be back just before 5 o'clock for that championship game. We'll see you back here from the Eastern Washington University Recreation Center. For my color man, Gary Allen, cameraman, Jake Hittinger, I'm Tyler Pisani, saying good afternoon, and we'll see you later.